Hello, my beautiful babies, and welcome to Children of Dune Club. That's right, we're back for our third Dune Club. This is so exciting. I'm so excited to be back on Arrakis with you, leading you on this perilous journey through this insane fucking book. Okay, so and also I just want to give you a fucking round of applause for showing up here, okay? You deserve it. If you were able to survive, first of all, if you were hard enough for Dune Club 1 and got through that, give yourself a fucking yes. If you got through fucking Dune Messiah, well, just fucking depressing ass book, if you got through that and you're back for more, most people, they give up. They give up after Dune Messiah, so you truly are one of my fucking Fremen warriors if you're back for Children of Dune Club. So thank you for that. It is good to be back with you guys. I am so excited. Holy shit. Also, a new movie coming out soon. That's exciting. You're going to be all fucking ready, man. You're going to be all fucking ready. But before we jump into it, I just want to let you know that, of course, I have some sexy Children of Dune Club merch available for you right now. You can go to my web store, danikachix.bigcartel.com, to pick up the Back to School Dune Pack. That's right, we got the Back to School Dune Pack. It's got some cool Bene Gesserit notebook business in there. It's signed on the inside cover. We got a Chome sticky notebook, a fucking Spacing Guild highlighter. It's pretty funny. It's a good pun. I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny myself. We have a Souk School syringe pen, a Mentat Juice of Safu vegan lip balm. So it'll get your mind going. Use this fucking lip balm. It will not stain your lips though, okay, fellas? So don't be afraid. I know the ladies wanted it to stain your lips, but I was like, I don't think my fellas would like that. But the Back to School Dune Pack also comes with a Souk School syringe pen, a 3-inch 19 Academy crest sticker, a Litany Against Fear prayer card, an Abomination Alia nudie bookmark. All right. And not only that, it comes with a acceptance letter. So you get a Children of Dune acceptance letter into 19 Academy. Congratulations, you new student. Welcome. So here's some hot product shots of my stuff here. Look at that fucking sticky notebook. Oh, it's so great. So great. And you'll love this fucking bookmark. It is hands down the sexiest Dune bookmark ever created. I could say that with fucking 100% certainty. 100% certainty. And also sold separately, we have a CBD spice melange lip balm. That's right. Straight from the smugglers on Arrakis. We've smuggled this out of Arrakis. This unofficial Dune merch here. You can get it. It tastes of cinnamon. It will fucking change your life. This is like the best lip balm. I am so stoked on this lip balm. You're going to fucking love it. And then also, we still have some Dune Club enamel pins available that come with the Litany Against Fear prayer card and an 8x10 personalized Abomination Alia print, personalized, signed. And then, and coming soon, we will have a Bathwater of Life pendant necklace, which is made with bathwater from this fucking image right here. Not kidding. That'll be available soon. So if you want to support this free class, feel free to head on over to danikachix.bigcartel.com. Get yourself some sexy Dune merch. All right. Well, enough of that. Hey, come on. Oh my God. These fucking things. All right. So here we go. So before we get into session 1 of this book, which by the way, hold on, let me grab the fucking book. It's right here. I got it here. For session 1, you are going to want to have read pages 1 through 52 in this particular book. Okay? Dune has no chapter numbers. There is no table of contents. Okay? So all the page numbers and all the different versions of Dune are different. So you need to use this particular copy. But if you are not using this particular copy, don't worry, I got you. You just need to read to the chapter where the last sentence is Abomination. Okay, so that's the last sentence of the last chapter of session 1, Children of Dune Club. So before we get into it, though, I want to do a quick recap of the first 2 books. All right, we're going to do a Dune and Dune Messiah recap real quick just to wet your fucking whistle. So here we go. All right, we ready? Okay, here we go. Being perceived as a threat by the Emperor of the known universe, Shaddam IV, due to his rising popularity, his military newly trained in innovative fighting techniques, and a disheartening prophecy from the Spacing Guild, Duke Leto Atreides of planet Caladan is given the fiefdom of planet Arrakis by Imperial command, deposing House Harkonnen, his bitter rivals. He is now the keeper of a desert planet known for its only crop, the spice melange, on which the entire universal economy depends. All right, this is the oil of the Imperium. All right, you can't ship anything without it. You can't go anywhere without it. And after transplanting himself and his family, he is attacked and killed by his enemy, the Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. Dun dun dun. So then his concubine consort Jessica, his son Paul, and their unborn daughter Alia flee into the forbidding desert to ally themselves with the oppressed native Fremen people. Inundated with the spice melange, Jessica, Paul, and Alia all have their consciousnesses changed. Jessica becomes a reverend mother to the Fremen. Alia is pre-born. She becomes conscious in the womb. And Paul becomes their prophesied Messiah, the Lizan El Gabe, the Kwisatz fucking Haderach, all right? Fucking nuts. He transcends time, and using his prescient visions of the future and genetic memory of the past, Paul leads the Fremen into battle against the Imperium, eventually killing the Baron and overthrowing the Emperor Shaddam IV, taking the throne as the new emperor of the known universe. What a fucking ending, you know? Like, holy shit, no wonder everybody loves Dune. It's so fantastic. You have this amazing, charismatic hero, Paul Atreides. You know, he's been wronged. He has every fucking reason to want to avenge himself. His father has been killed by these motherfuckers, you know? And he does, and it's sick. But what goes up must come down. And in Dune Messiah, in the second book in the series, arguably the most depressing book in the series, 12 years later, Paul now rules as emperor after unleashing the religious war, the Fremen jihad, across the universe, killing 61 billion fucking people throughout the Imperium. He's super bummed, but there's nothing he could do. Following his prescient visions, he strives to set the human race on a course that will lead it to growth and prosperity. Meanwhile, the Bene Gesserit, the Spacing Guild, and the Leylaksu come together to conspire to dethrone Paul. Right? This guy's messing up the hierarchy. We got to get rid of him. He's fucked it all up for all of us. His imperial wife, but not mate, daughter of Shaddam IV, Princess Irulan, has been secretly giving Paul's lover and concubine, Chani, contraceptives to block her from conceiving an heir. Oof, sneaky. Desperate, Chani turns to a traditional Fremen fertility diet, which is heavy on the spice, and soon becomes pregnant. A Leylaksu face dancer sent to Arrakis named Scytale gives Paul a poisoned gift, a gola, or clone, of his deceased childhood friend and teacher, Duncan Idaho. He's been trained as a Zen Sunni philosopher, as well as a mentat. He's not Duncan Idaho. He doesn't have those memories. He's a whole new thing. He's just in that cloned weird body. And his name is Hate. So they named him Hate. That's real fun. That's cute. That's a nice touch, guys. That's a nice touch. The conspirators hope that Hate will unsettle the Emperor, and later they program him to kill Paul through their deviously planted dwarf agent Bajaz. Who could forget him? During an attack to root out conspirators, Paul is blinded when an atomic weapon, a stone burner, is detonated burning out his fucking eyes. His eyes are burned out. So, you like Paul Atreides? We're going to burn his eyes out in this fucking book. Now he has to use his oracular powers, his visions of the future, to see as though his eyes still function. This both entrenches his godhood and circumvents the Fremen tradition of blinded members walking into the desert to die. Okay, do not be a burden on the tribe. Go to Shai-Hulud, all right? You got to get out of here. But they're like, oh, well, I guess he can still see, so I guess he can stay. Later, Chani goes into labor and dies. Remember that girl that you liked so much in that first book? We're going to kill her in the birthing bed in this fucking book. She dies, and Paul's reaction to this triggers Hate's assassination programming, which he overcomes, and in doing so recovers all of the original Duncan Idaho's memories and frees himself of being a Lalaxu puppet. Paul and Chani's twins, Leto and Ghanima, are pre-born like Alia. All that spice, you can't give a lot of spice to these Atreides, okay? Like, they're just gonna fucking go nuts, and so these twins have also. They come into this world fully conscious with Kwisatz Haderach-like access to their ancestral memories. Scytale offers to bring Chani back as a Gola in exchange for all of Paul's Chom holdings. So the Lalaxu, they know that Paul fucking loves this chick. Like, we'll give her back to you, but you got to give us all your Chom holdings, which is like 51%. So then they would be in control of the universe thereby. Paul is real tempted, but he refuses. And then Scytale is like, okay, you don't want to do it this way. We're going to do it the hard way. I'm going to threaten your fucking royal twins with a knife. Okay. I'm going to kill your babies. And now fully blind, because he's just so grief stricken. Paul is so grief stricken. He just loses his oracular vision. Paul uses his baby son's eyes to aim and kill Scytale with a dagger before accepting the Fremen custom to walk alone into the desert. He's like, all right, I'm blind now. I'm out. Fuck you guys. So yeah, he also commits suicide at the end of the fucking book. You know, it's just like, oh, wow. This makes me feel so great. And by doing this, he secures Fremen fealty for his children who will inherit his empire. His sister Alia is left in charge as Queen Regent and becomes Duncan Idaho's lover and wife. All right, so that was Dune and Dune Messiah. Frank Herbert really takes you on a fucking journey. You know what I'm saying? He really takes you on a journey there. So let's do a quick recap of session 1. So it's 9 years after that. Paul's twins, Leto and Ghanima, along with their Aunt Alia and the rest of the planet, prepare for the imminent arrival of their grandmother, the Lady Jessica. She's back. She wasn't in the last book. She's back. She is returning to Arrakis for the first time since her departure in over 20 years. All right. So let's get into our first chapter. Chapter 1, Stillgar sets the scene. So our favorite Fremen Nabe is back. All right. Stillgar is still in the mix. And he is checking on the sleeping twins. All right. He is kind of like their godfather. He's checking on them in the middle of the night. He does this often. And while he's checking on them, he's reflecting on the massive changes that have gone on. The ecological changes on the desert, in the desert planet Dune, is insane. I mean, there's been recorded rainfall on Dune. Okay? They've had Fremen drown in flash floods on Dune. The Fremen didn't even have a word for drowning. Okay? They didn't even have a word for it. They had to fucking make one up. And he's like, damn, this is kind of going a lot faster than I fucking wanted this to go. And he also is reflecting on the changes that have happened within himself. He's had to become a political creature. He's had to learn statecraft. And the old-time simple Fremen Nabe inside of him is just like, fuck this shit. Let's go back. This new future is kind of a bummer. He longs to go back to simpler times before their dream was realized. And he thinks about killing the twins for a moment. He's like, ugh, I could just kill these kids right now. And we could maybe kind of go back. I don't know. I mean, maybe it would be the best for everybody. Maybe it would be for the good of the tribe, because these changes that I see, this is too much too fast. I don't really like this. He's also saddened by Paul's bureaucratic monster, which sat astride human affairs. Government and religion united, and breaking a law became sin. Ooh, this is why we got a separation of church and state, fellas. The smell of blasphemy arose like smoke around any questioning of governmental edicts. The guilt of rebellion invoked hellfire and self-righteous judgments, yet it was men who created these governmental edicts. So we've got a really shitty governmental priesthood going on, okay? Paul left this in his wake, and it's just gotten out of control. You know, it's just taking the worst things. It's like, let's take the worst things from religion. Let's take the worst things from politics and government. Let's just mush them all up together in one fucking big nightmare. He also is worrying about the Bene Gesserit warning of abomination. You know, Alia, Leto, Ganima, they were all pre-born. The Bene Gesserit are not about that. They are like, abomination. This is not good. And he wonders, he's like, well, will Alia turn? Will the twins turn? Like, this might be a fucking problem. He also wonders to himself, why is Jessica choosing to come back now? Like, what's happening? What is going on? And in his indecision, he finds that he cannot make a decision on what the right thing to do is, and reflects failure to make a decision was in itself a decision. And he resolves to let the twins live, because it is better the complexities one thought he knew than the complexities which defied understanding. So better the devil you know than the devil you don't. And also, I love the failure to make a decision was in itself a decision. That's something I think about all the time, is when I'm stuck and I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to do. Should I do something? Don't do anything. You know, I always try to say that to myself when I'm in these moments. It's like, if you don't know what to do, that means don't do anything, and just wait, because then eventually you'll figure out what to do. Don't do anything if you're unsure. So that sets the scene for this massive fucking crazy book. And wow, we got a lot of problems going on already. Okay, we got a lot. I mean, even Stillgar, who's like loyal to a fault, even Stillgar is like, ugh, I don't know about this ride that we're on, guys. This is kind of fucked. So scene 2, chapter 2, we get to meet Leto, Ganima, and get to meet Alia again. Okay, it's been a while since we've seen Alia. So we're having breakfast with the twins. Hera's back. All right, Hera's back. It was Jameis's wife, the man that Paul killed to kind of get into the tribe, and now she's Stillgar's wife. But Leto is giving her some shit. He's being kind of a little smartass, and she claps back at him real quick. She's just like, no, I don't care if you're millions of years old, dude. No thanks. And Leto is so amused by her. He says, Hera, my love, if you were but younger and not already Stillgar's, I'd make you my own. Which is like, oh my God, a 9-year-old saying that to you. Like, how fucking tripped out would that be? I love that. And it's so funny too that Paul was like, I don't want Hera. Like, he was like married to her, like he didn't want to be married to her, but like, you got to be with her for like at least a year. You don't have sex with her, but like you got to live with her for like a fucking year. And then if you don't want her, you can release her. That's the Fremen custom. And he was like, he's like, I just want Chaney. I'm good. I'm good. But his son's like, oh shit. Like, no, I would have kept your ass. Like, you're fucking great, Hera. And even though the twins are pre-born, even though they have access to all these ancestral memories, hey Beans, Hera can still see right through their bullshit. Okay, so these twins are on another level. Okay, they're like the next step in fucking human evolution. I mean, even past Paul, like they've even kind of surpassed Paul, who was like an apex of humanity. That's right, Bean, he was the apex of humanity. And so she sees through their shit, and she calls them out for fearing their grandmother. She's like, I see why you're wearing these fancy fucking outfits, and it's because you're scared of your grandma. And they're like, what? No, like, oh, it's fun, no, it's totally true. I love Hera. She's so fun. She keeps it so fucking real. Speaking of keeping it real, we got a Bean cat who really wants to come say hello. So Bean's here she'll be here for Children of Dune Club, making appearances throughout the book club here. it's an authentic book club when you have a book club cat. So just like if it's an authentic bookstore, if it's an authentic used bookstore, they're gonna have a cat hanging out. Like if you see a cat in a bookstore, you're like, oh, this is a legit fucking place. Back to the scene. Okay. After breakfast, the twins are discussing their aunt Alia. And they're like, ooh, Alia is real nervous about her mom showing up, And they're like, fuck, has Alia turned Abomination? Like, we think that she's Abomination, So, like, immediately, there's no big secret in this book. Like, Alia is fucking Abomination. The fucking twins are already talking about it. And what is Abomination? Well, let's have a little quote from the book here. It is with reason and terrible experience that we call the preborn Abomination, for who knows what lost and damned persona out of your evil past may take over the living flesh. So here's the thing. If you're a fucking fetus, and you are preborn, you are exposed to such a heavy spice essence that you become conscious. And not only that, when you become conscious, you are also assaulted by all of the ancestral memories you have locked within your DNA. Like when a Reverend Mother does this, like Jessica, right? This happened to Jessica, but she was already an adult when this happened to her. So she already had a fixed personality when she unlocked her ancestral memories. So because of that, they can't possess her and like take her over, right? Same with Paul. But with Alia, Leto, and Ganima, all three of them, they were a fucking fetus when this happened, okay? Like they didn't have a personality yet. And so because of that, it makes them prone to being able to be taken over and possessed by personalities out of their past. So that's what that is. And so the two twins are questioning. They're like, well, why haven't we turned? Like Alia, we're pretty sure we don't know for sure, but like we're pretty sure. Why haven't we turned? And they're like, wait a minute. It's the spice trance. We haven't done the spice trance. Ollie has been doing the spice trance like a motherfucker. We haven't overdosed on the spice melange. And we gotta delay this. Okay, we can't let this happen. We're not ready for this yet. We need to figure this shit out. We gotta find a way out of this trap of Abomination. And so that's another issue that's coming up in this book. Will the twins succumb to Abomination? That's a big theme in this book. That's a big question in this book. And that's another thing. They talk to themselves. They're like, we know, but like, how does Alia not know that we know? Like she's rolling around here all fucking Abomination up, and she doesn't see that we see. And this really reminded me of a real life examples of this is when you have somebody in your life who may be struggling with heavy drug addiction, and everybody knows it, like everybody knows, but like nobody's saying anything, but like they think they're getting away with it, like they're like, well, I mean, I guess nobody knows I'm a fucking crazy drug addict, you're just like, everyone's like, no, we know, we just don't know what to do about it, and we don't know what to say, and like, we're not ready to like intervene and try to deal with this fucking mess, because it's real awkward, nobody wants to fucking deal with that shit. And so Alia really reminds me of that in this book, where she's just like rolling around like, oh, nobody knows I'm fucking Abomination, nobody knows I'm possessed, and like everybody, all the important fucking family key members are like, oh fuck, we got a problem, but nobody knows what the fuck to do about it. So Alia, she shows up finally. She's about 25 years old at this point. Well, in the last book, she was like 15, turning 16. Now she's about 25. She's been wed to Duncan Idaho. She's been ruling as Empress Regent until the twins come of age to take over the throne. And Leto can plainly see the presence of the Baron Harkonnen in her face. Like, he's like looking at her and it's like, oh shit, the Baron's got you. Like, oh no. And he shudders at the possibility of also being possessed by such a character. He's like, fuck, if she's possessed by him, like what if me and Ganima, like what if there's 3 fucking Barons like running around, like holy shit. And Alia, I mean, she is just like sweating it that her mom is showing up. Like, she is like stressed to the max. At one point, she laments, "If my mother were any less complex, neither of you would be here, nor I. I would have been her firstborn, and none of this. None of this." And the twins point out that she's really a victim in all of this. Like, yes, she is our book's villain, but it's like, just, she's so fucking tragic. I mean, these Atreides are the most tragic motherfuckers in the universe. Okay, first you had Duke Leto. What a tragedy. His life was cut short. Then you have Paul. Holy shit. Like Dune Messiah, such a bummer. Now it's Alia's turn to have her fucking tumble. And I mean, if you think about it, it's just like, okay, so her dad died, so she grew up without a dad first. I mean, even though she kind of has memories of him and can remember actually the night that she was conceived, she can remember her mom fucking her dad from her mom's point of view, like, which is like, oh no, like, that's fucking weird. Her mom ditched her. Her mom was like, you know what? Fuck this. Peace. I'm out. I'll see you later. I'm done. I'm going to go back to Caladan. I don't have time for this. So her mom fucking abandoned her. Paul fucking abandoned her. He's like, all right, peace. I'm out too. Like, fuck this. I'm going to go in the desert. And she's like, what? Like, you are all leaving me? Not only that, Chani fucking dies. So she, at 16 years old, she is by herself. She's now having to raise her fucking son's twins by herself. Again, it's just like she's in charge of Leto and Ganima. So she's got two kids and an empire and a whole fucking imperium, to fucking to do. It's like, what? This poor lady. Like, I feel so bad for her. There's just so much fucking pressure on this woman. It's like, of course she's gonna fucking turn. Nobody's there to fucking help her. She's like holding all this shit up single-handedly. It's pure tragic space opera high drama. Okay, like, it's pure drama. So let's go to chapter 3. We have a moment alone with Alia. So she's on her way. She's in an ornithopter. She's gonna go meet Jessica. Jessica's landing. And like I said, she's stressing. And she's so filled with bitterness and hatred. I mean, she hates her mother for fucking her up and doing this to her. Like, she just hates it, making her a preborn. And she also hates the Bene Gesserit for fearing her and just hating her as well. And she hates all of this power and responsibility thrust upon her after her fucking brother's death. I mean, she's just so bummed. And she thinks to herself, oh, to be as others were, blind in that safest of all blindness, living only the hypnoidal half-life into which birth shock precipitates most humans. But no, she had been born in Atreides, victim of that eon's deep awareness, inflicted by her mother's spice addiction. It's just like, fuck, Jessica did this to her. Like, Jessica didn't really, I mean, did Jessica have another option? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, it seems like that was kind of the only course. But in doing that, I mean, she made a choice, and Ollie has had to fucking pay for it her whole entire life. I mean, she's just been completely different from everyone, alone, hated, despised. It's just been fucking sad. And she's also thinking to herself, why can't I see the future? My brother could. Like, I keep fucking been taking a lot of spice essence and like, it's just not happening. Like, maybe Leto or Ganima could do it. Like, maybe if I get them to take this fucking, the worm trip, let's get them on that spice trance. Maybe they can do it. So we already have a conflict where Leto and Ganima is like, we gotta fucking avoid this. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna get them to fucking do it. And she's also thinking to herself, just like Stillgar, why is Jessica coming? Why is my mom coming back now? Duncan thinks it's to take over the twins for the sisterhood who carry the genes that they covet, the genes that she also possesses. So the Bene Gesserit were trying to breed their own Kwisatz Haderach. They wanted a male Reverend Mother. Essentially, they wanted someone on their team, someone that they control, who can bridge time and space and can help them just fucking run this fucking universe. Paul was not planned for. He came a generation too early. He was supposed to actually, so say Jessica switched it up. Say Jessica did what the fuck she was supposed to do. And instead of giving birth to Paul, she gave birth to a daughter. Let's just call that daughter Alia. Say she gave birth to Alia first. Alia would have been married to Fade Rautha, and that child, the child of that union, would have been the one to have been the Kwisatz Haderach. That's the one that they wanted. And so they were expecting it then, and then they would immediately come in and they would fucking educate this child and like get them on their fucking team. Because Paul was an accident, but because he was unexpected, and because of everything else that happened, he was not controllable by them. Okay, they were not in control of this character, but they're like, well, maybe we can fix this. Maybe we can get this back because the Leto and Ghanima, they have the genes. Alia's got the genes. Maybe we could breed our own Kwisatz Haderach. Maybe we could, recoup our losses here and like fix this shit. So yeah, that's the big thing. They're like, has Jessica returned to the Sisterhood to help them gain control of Leto and Ghanima so that they can breed finally their own Kwisatz Haderach. So let's move on to chapter 4, House Carino's Death by Tigers plot. That's right. We got a fucking Tiger King plot going on in here. We're back on Seleucia Secundus. This is the planet that House Carino rules, and they have been exiled to since the first book. And we witness a pair of Laza tigers being trained to hunt and kill red-headed 9-year-old twins. All right. They hope to assassinate Leto and Ghanima and place Farad'n, Shaddam IV's grandson, on the throne. Okay, so we got some fucking some Carol Baskin's business going on in Dune as well. So that's another issue we have. Let's move on to chapter 5. Lady Jessica returns. Whoa, what an explosive chapter! Such a good one. So she thinks to her, she's arrived. She's like, fuck. Once more in the dragon's mouth, like, I really don't want to be here, but here we are. We're doing it. I'm going to fucking do it. And she's waiting in the shadows. There's 500,000 people outside waiting for her presence. She's thinking to herself, I'm fucking tired. I don't like traveling. I don't like space travel. I don't want to be here. I look tired. I feel tired. I'm wearing this Reverend Mother Fremen Abba cloak in black, which is not my best color. Okay, so not only do I feel tired, I'm not wearing my best color, but I'm wearing this to remind them that I'm their fucking Reverend Mother. I'm doing this for a reason, but I'm not at my best. I'm not at 100%. And she's also sad because the last time she did this was with her beloved Duke Leto. So this is triggering her. This is bringing up all these fucking memories of when she landed with Duke Leto before everything fucking went sideways and her whole life was like turned upside down. And she looks over, she sees Paul's Capitol building, which is the most massive structure in the universe ever created. It's so fucking big that whole cities can fit inside it. It's absurd. It's totally ridiculous. And she's thinking, like, man, we got to get rid of that. Like, I love how grandma comes to town. She's like, oh, fuck this. We got to get rid of that. I hate that fucking building. Like, no. And so she finally sees the royal fucking team roll up in there. Irulan and Alia show up. Stillgar's there with them. She's looking at them in the crowd. She still hasn't, like, come out yet. And she notices that Irulan and Alia both look like they haven't aged a fucking day. And she's just like, you fucking bitches. The Bene Gesserit are able to control their aging process, and it's a secret. And it's a thing within the Bene Gesserit. It's like, please don't. I mean, you can kind of tweak it a little bit, but, like, you still got to let yourself age. Because, like, if people find out that we can do this, that's going to be real bad for us. That's going to be real fucking bad for us. So she's like, fuck, these two fucking, god damn it. And she looks at Alia and she, like, immediately is like, the rumors are true. Alia is Abomination. She just immediately fucking looks at her and, like, figures it out. And she's like, oh no, my daughter has succumbed. My worst fears are realized. I just hope that the fucking twins are okay. Like, please let me at least, like, help the twins. Like, this is such a fucking mistake. And so now is her moment. She comes out. She comes from the shadows, and she has her hands raised in benediction, All right. And this. So by doing this and coming out like this, she's forcing 500,000 people to drop to the ground. That's right. Get on your knees right now. I need you to kneel at once. And this was a planned movement on her part. So she's got her agents behind her and also agents in the crowd. And they have been trained to look for people who hesitate to kneel, people who didn't kneel fast enough. Because that, in their opinion, is a potentially unconscious response of like, we don't like this lady. We don't bow to her ruling us. Like, fuck this lady. And so the people who didn't kneel, oh my God, immediately, like Gurney and his men are out there. Stillgar's got agents planted in the crowd. They just start going after these motherfuckers, okay? Like people start running immediately. They're like knifed, garroted. Like people are just dying. Like, and she's still holding her hands out. Everyone else is kneeling while these people are being rounded up and or killed. They get rid of these potential traitors. And so she's coming out with real style here, real style. And she's planted a rumor that the Reverend Mother returns to weed out the slackers. So, I mean, it's like, she's like, oh, hey, I'm here. We're already we're weeding. We're weeding right now. We're killing motherfuckers right now. So after the bloody welcome home festivities end, she goes to greet the official welcome party. And she disses Alia. She sidesteps her, starts talking to Stillgar. Who's like, oh, welcome home, my lady. It's always a pleasure to see direct and effective action. I love Stillgar. He's so fucking cute. It's adorable. Then she addresses her daughter, and she's like, I'm not even going to try to hide the fact that I think that she's Abomination, because she's going to know. She's a Reverend Mother. She's got all the same fucking powers that I do. So fuck it. Like, I'm just going to let her know. And there's a sentence. There were enemies for whom the word mortal touched only the surface. So this book is going to be a real power struggle between Alia and her mother, the Lady Jessica, because that's another thing. When you're, I don't know if a lot of you guys out there have experienced this, but when you favor a certain parent, you generally have issues with that parent. It's like magnets. You can't have two of the same magnets, like the same side of the magnet, the north and the north. They repel each other. And so Alia, having all of the Lady Jessica's genetic memories up to the point that she was conceived, is in part the Lady Jessica. And so they're just too much alike, okay? And one's turned, one hasn't, so it's like we have this fucking this rivalry showing up real hot. And Alia is pissed about this stunt. She didn't know this was going to happen, the garroting and knifing of people. She's yelling at Jessica, she's yelling at Stillgar. And Stillgar's like, dude, I serve the Atreides. I'm just trying to, like, pick out some fucking, like, potential threats to the twins right now. Jessica comes in. And why doesn't that fill you with joy? ... Daughter? Oh, it's on. And Alia retorts, I am filled with joy ... Mother. It's like, oh, it's so fucking spicy right off the bat. And the reason that she is filled with joy is that it's out in the open. She's been worried, like, Jessica, is she going to know I'm Abomination? Is she not? Like, what the fuck am I going to do? Like, it's just stressing her out. Like, shit. And now it's just out in the open. And she's like, well, at least that's a burden lifted. Now I don't have to worry about that anymore. And then there's Irulan, who's an idiot. And she sides with Alia immediately. She's just like Alia's little lackey, who doesn't see that she's Abomination and is just, like, totally in the dark. And then there are priests Javid and Zebatalef, and they are pressing Lady J to do some stupid ass ritual, the lustration, which Jessica promptly disses as priestly nonsense. She's like, do I have to? Like, I just fucking got here. Can you imagine traveling across space and time? You're tired. You just fucking had to assassinate a bunch of people. You just want to lay down. You just want to see your grandkids, and they're like, no. We've got to take you to this hideous Capitol building that you hate. And you got to do this dumb fucking church ritual for us, And she's like, no, like, please, just fuck. I'm so tired. And when she says this, she notices that Zebatalef is like, oh, fuck. Like, she just said this in front of a bunch of people. That's going to, like the priests are going to, they're going to not, like, oh my God, this is Muad'Dib's mom. She's already dissing us. Like, this is a problem. Javid, on the other hand, is like, whatever. And she notices this and she's like, this guy's dangerous. Like, should I kill him right now? I could get him killed later, make it look like an accident. Maybe I could buy him. Like, maybe I could buy this man off. And so she invites Javid to be a member of her entourage because she wants to try to get an inside man into Alia's camp. And so she accepts the lustration on his behalf as kind of a down payment for possibly, buying him off later. So this was a real boss fucking bitch chapter. Jessica's back. She's back in action. She's fucking shit up already. I love it. I can't get enough. Let's go on to chapter 6, our final chapter. Leto's confession to Ghanima. So back to the twins. They're at Sietch Tabar. And before we get into it, let's recap the twins' problems thus far. So we got their Aunt Alia is possessed by the Baron, is a villain. So, the very woman who's set to look over them and their empire is like bananas. B, they're worried about becoming Abomination themselves. They're worried about having to do the spice trance and like having that's going to be a real problem. C, they don't know about this, but there's laws of tigers. Okay, so they got a tiger plot. And then D, their grandmothers come in, who's like possible Bene Gesserit agent. They don't know what the fuck they want with her, or that she wants with them. They don't fucking know. They don't trust this lady. They never even met this lady. So they got a lot on their plate. And they're hanging out on the Sietch Cliff. They're watching Nightfall. And we find out about some more big issues. So that's just part of their problems. We go into some more issues. 1, the sand trout. There's too few of them. The sand trout are like these little mucusy, like eyeless creatures. They don't like they're kind of like slugs, and these are like baby worms. And these guys go around and they insist water. So they create a barrier around water. They create a dry environment. Then eventually some of these sand trout become sandworms when they kind of go into their next life phase. And they're the beginning of the spice cycle. So this ecological progress that's been going on Dune, making it more of a hospitable green planet, is making this planet inhospitable to the trout and the worms, which will eventually destroy spice production. Not good. And bring the Imperium to a halt. So that would mean no more space travel, no more power through the spice monopoly for the Atreides. And also, fun fact, though, this was cool. Leto uses his ancient memory to see that the sand trout were introduced to Dune, which used to be a green planet. So Dune used to not be a desert planet, but these guys were introduced and they just took over. So now we have this problem. The ecological progress is too much progress. It's actually fucking everything up, potentially. They need to find a way to walk that back. 2, there's this prophet going around named the Preacher, who may or may not be their father, Paul Atreides, returned. So like, oh, maybe our dad's not dead. Maybe he's this heretical preacher that's going around talking shit about the Atreides. That's a little stressful. And Leto needs to find this mythical taboo city called Jakaruru. So there's like this mystical fucking, he's like, I need to find this smuggler I need to find this mythical fucking town where these water stealers lived a long time ago in Fremen culture. There was a specific siege and they started just killing other Fremen outright and stealing their water. And all the other Fremen got super pissed and they were like, ugh, we're going to put a stop to you guys. So they destroyed this siege, supposedly. But this is, a mythical taboo city, but maybe it's not so much of a myth. Maybe it's a real thing. And number 3, the biggest issue that we have is that Leto has started having prescient dreams. Holy shit. Just like his dad. That's how it started with Paul. It's I had a dream. Tell me of the waters of your home world, Usul. It's like it's starting again. Okay, so he really is his father's son. The cycle is starting again. And Ghanima is like, oh, fuck. So there we go. We got even more problems. Problems within problems here for these 9-year-old twins. So man, we got a whole lot of shit to work out in this fucking book. we got a lot of issues that we got to resolve by the end of this fucking book. So, for session 2 of Children of Dune Club, I'm going to need you to read page 53 through 99. And if you're not reading in this book, you need to read to the last sentence of the last chapter is, I am proud of you. I am proud of you. And I am proud of you for coming back for a third helping of Children of Dune Club. Oh my gosh. It's just, wow. Again, give yourselves a hand. You know, I'm going to give myself a hand as well. We're all, oh man, we're just so hard. Most people can't do this. Most people can't handle this much. So yeah, really exciting stuff. Thanks for coming back. And we are now going to take a break, but we'll be back to take some questions and answers from our wonderful, lovely patrons on Patreon. And after that, then we will take some questions from the lovely people in our Twitch chat. All right, everybody, we will be right back. 19 Academy thanks these lovely people for all their generosity and support on patreon.com/DanikaXIX. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, ring the bell, and tell your friends. You can join me live on twitch.tv/DanikaXIX and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DanikaXIX. Support for 19 Academy comes from viewers like you on patreon.com/DanikaXIX.